Hey guys, I want to welcome you back to the Sensu Pop channel. First up, why am I so tired and why didn't I do my hair? Well, it's 9 PM right now on a weekday. I just came back from work and did 2 hours of sports and pretty much well, it's also laziness. But it's not gonna matter and it's gonna be worth it because today I have a very good content for you. It is gonna be an exciting deck profile that top PPG event recently featuring Shinjinrong? No. Dark Broly? Launch Piccolo? No. It is gonna be the Maidens. Yes, you heard it correctly. Maidens. That's right, people. One of the top PPG deck profile featuring the Maidens. I am very excited. I'm so looking forward to do this deck profile. See you guys after the short intro, alright? Hey guys, want to welcome you back from the intro. Okay, right in front of you, you can see that we have a very interesting deck profile. It is going to be Turles, but it is not going to be just the Turles engine. It is going to be with the Maidens, and this is PPG Top 8. And right today, it is not just me who's going to do the talking though. I have a special guest, none other than the guy who top 8 himself. It is going to be Silk, my teammate from Distinct Views. Silk, do you want to say hi to the audience?
Hey everybody, thanks for having me. It's good to be back, and yeah, I hope you like what I've kind of done with this deck.
No, you know that we talked about this before, and I was so excited. I played with this, guys. I played with this against this deck before, and there was no chance. I didn't even come close to winning. So I think you guys right now might be very excited to hear how does this deck work. So I will just pass this to Silk. Silk, take our audience through the deck.
Okay, so as you can see, I decided to play Turles and mix in the Maidens engine with it. The reason is I really like the Maidens and my partner wanted to play, so we kind of made like a, well, if you can play, then you can use the Maidens because that's what she likes, and we made a competitive deck with it. The reason I chose Turles, because I had a lot of people asking me, like, why? Like, what about Turles made you pick it? And honestly, it was the free free combos that you get with the Razin, the, Lacacy, the Kakua super combo, and the fact that you get to play Turles, get repeated blockers out for your beginnings. And then, so when you've got your Ribrianne out at the end, they have to attack it. As soon as they attack it, you just put it to a blocker anyway, or you can stop it with other things. I just felt like Turles had such a strong backbone that didn't really need a lot of the engine. Like, people are playing dies, people are playing other cards. You don't always need it, so I thought, well, the most important parts are the blockers. The fact that you get the fruit every turn, which is a 20k, 20k double strike sometimes, or just 20k boost. If you use that fruit on Ribrianne, it's a 20k boost on a 30k triple strike. So it becomes a 50k triple strike for 1 extra energy. I just thought the engine was so powerful on its own that adding the girls and the U2 stuff was really prominent. It worked really well. So the idea behind it, which is what you can see with the Vegito Unison, is to kind of create a lock as well as putting a lot of pressure on your opponent by summoning Jamise with the new one drop Ribrianne. So her name's Ribrianne, Pretty Cannon Unleashed. You play her depending on the decks you're playing against. So for example, if you're playing against blue, you can play her on turn 1. If you're playing against blue, you can play her on turn 1 and leave her on the board until turn 3, and then she can do her effect on turn 3. If you're playing against red, other than if you know they're going to play the Piccolo Unison, then you can do the same. Otherwise, you just play it on turn 3. So it's a turn 3 setup or a turn 1 setup. It's a nice deck, very easy to use. Did you have any questions, Melvin?
And what? Okay, maybe take our audience through the deck. Why teleporting Jamise is so important. So what you're saying here is turn 1, Ribrianne. If you are able to stay on the board, just don't do it against red and green. I would say that those are the ones that you don't want to put it on the board. But other than that, put her on the board, set it up, and then on turn 3 itself, because she needs 3 or more energy for her second effect to come in. Tap 1, play Jamise. Why Jamise?
So you play Jamise. Obviously, you have Rosie in there for deflect. Because obviously when you declare the the skill, they have to choose whether to counterplay. So if they do something like Final Kamehameha, you can use Rosie, which has got deflect, so it doesn't work on them. So you still get to summon something for that 1 energy. Otherwise, you play Jamise. Jamise has the permanent that reduces the cost of Maiden Squadrons in your hand by 2. It doesn't reduce their specified cost, but it turns the Ribrianne and the Zerloin to 3 costs, which is really powerful. Turning them into a 3 cost means that Zerloin himself, when you tap 3 energy for him, he has an ability that says when you play this card, choose up to 1 of your green battle cards in your hand with an energy cost of 4 or less and play it. Now, because Bandai changed their rulings and they started adding things like original cost, Zerloin doesn't say that. So he can play Ribrianne off his own effect. So you play Zerloin and Ribrianne whilst Jamise is out for the cost of 3 energy. You get 2 massive monsters on the board. You get your own battle card version of a Dormant Potential, and you get a Deadly Defender, which ignores barrier, board wipes, and has 30k triple strike. It is absolutely crazy combo power, attacking power.
Yep. Alright, so turn 1, Ribrianne, set it up. Turn 3, play Jamise. Jamise reduces Maidens by 2. And when you have the energy, like 3 of them, so you can play Sirloin, and Sirloin plays Ribrianne. And you said that both of them are very, very power aggressive, but they also are super defensive, right?
Yes, that's the thing. Like, I found the deck was so defensive because once Zerloin's on the field, you have the effect of like his own Dormant, which is when your opponent attacks with any card, you KO Zerloin, which then triggers another of his own effects. Very clever. And then your opponent can't attack with battle cards for the whole turn. So it doesn't give the Dormant of they can only attack once more. If they've only got a leader and a battle card and they swing with a leader, they can't attack with battle cards for the turn. And also, as I said, it has another effect that when this card is removed from the battle area by an opponent's skill or KO'd, choose 1 green battle card with an energy cost of 4 or less from your drop area and play it with its skills negated for the turn. So that alone, you get to replace it for popping it off and creating a Dormant on the board, which I just think is really strong. I think these cards are really slept on. I feel like this green engine is very powerful.
And what is the target? 4 or less?
4 or less. So, well, obviously there are going to be changes made to the deck. So there is Brienne de Chateau, which is a 4 cost. She can get played from it. Obviously her skill gets negated, but when she gets her skill back at the end of the turn, she is a free negate on the field. So you just drop a card drop 1 green card in your hand to the drop area. When one of your opponent's cards attacks, negate the attack, then negate the skill. So if you've got another Zerloin out, they swing with their leader, you KO Zerloin so they can't swing with their battle cards. If they go to swing with their unison, you just drop a green card and it negates that attack as well. So you become a very hard deck to kind of swing through. Just with like the essence of having these 3 cards on the board, you know, having Zerloin on the board and Ribrianne. As I said, Ribrianne is a deadly defender. So you've got another Brienne, which then negates the attacks. If you drop Beerus with that negate, you then get to play a Beerus from negating an attack. You know, there are a lot of cards in the deck that synergize really well with each other. Another one that is really nice, it's like a little sort of pocket combo if you wanted. If you had Zerloin in the drop, you had Hope to Save a Future, and Jamise on the field, you can play Zerloin from the drop with Hope to Save a Future. Zerloin's effect that just says when you play this card, you can then play Brienne from your hand for free. So you've played Hope to Save a Future, and you get to play 2 cards. Like... Yep. It's such a crazy little mechanic. These U2 girls. Obviously, I think I might play with these a bit more in the up and coming tournaments and see what I can if I can fully fledge the deck, because I did feel like there was a couple of things missing in this version. But yeah.
Okay, so let me take you through for the audience. Let me take you through once again. So Ribrianne to Jamise to Sirloin to Ribrianne again, and now you have a 30k guy swings, a 30k dormant potential on your board, because when you KO this card, one of your opponent cards attacks, your opponent cannot attack with battle cards for the turn finish, right? And when you KO him, he triggers his own effect to play some like a U2, no, just a green battle card,
just a green battle card. So you can play your super combos, you can play your own blockers, you can play a Turles. It's a very very synergizing deck. Like everything kind of replays itself.
Yep. And then Rebriand herself comes out and she KOs everything on the board, including barrier. So she has the ability to remove the board. She is a triple striker, and then with fruits she becomes a 50k triple striker. And the worst part about her is that when she is in rest mode, your opponent can only attack this card. So they need to go over this 30k triple striker. And then there is this Unison, Vegito, as a 3.
Yeah, the Vegito Unison was really prominent in the games. Obviously, if I was playing against an aggro deck, I'd prefer to have the Demigra Unison out because it's a turn 1 setup. It means I've got Dormant ready. It means I've got Freezer ready if I've got them. Which unfortunately in the finals on the game 2 I didn't have. I got a Demigra out, but I couldn't get enough Dormants and I couldn't get a Freezer, so I got a bit swamped on the finals. But yeah, Vegito gives all of the cards on my side of the field revenge. So you've got Ribrianne, which they have to attack into, 30k base, so they have to attack over it, and it has revenge. Then you've got your little blockers, which is Razin, which is going to have revenge as well. It's like, yeah, as I said, it's such a hard board to maneuver around. And one of the coolest things is if you can get a Ribrianne out on the turn 3, like I said, because you usually awaken turn 3 as well. So you play Jamise, awaken, then you can play Zerloin and Ribrianne. If you can get 2 Ribriannes out, so if you can get another one out on turn 4, your opponent cannot attack at all. Like it says, because of the wording of the card, if your leader is green and this card is in rest mode, your opponent can only attack this card. If there's 2 of them that say that, your opponent cannot declare an attack. Now, there are a lot of decks in the game that can only remove stuff with Activate Battle. So once you've got that lock on the board, your opponent can't do anything. It shuts down Mecha Freezer because Mecha Freezer, a lot of its extra cards it needs to use, they have to attack to use the Activate Battle. You know what I mean? So that is, it's like to use Vegeta's Final Flash. They have to attack. So yeah, they can't do that. They can't negate your skills for them, which is nice. I found a lot of matchups were quite. As soon as you get that lock, I had, I think, 2 people just stop. As soon as the lock came out, they were like, yeah, there's nothing I can do. So it's nice.
How many people flipped the table?
No one flipped the table, but I did have a lot of nice reactions. People, people played as if they were going to play against an aggro Turles. Then they saw the U2 stuff come out and they were like, oh, this is really nice. And then, yeah, they, had a 50k triple strike come into their face and they were like, oh, it's not so nice anymore.
Yep. All right. Any last thing that you want to say to the audience? I believe that you're taking us through the deck. This is like I said, guys, I played against this deck. It is no joke. It is both aggressive, defensive at the same time, and all this little revenge stuff on the board that you have to take out. If you do not have the skills to take out, it is pretty much GG for you. Anything to say to the audience before we end the video?
Just obviously thank you for having me. I hope you enjoyed playing the deck. This isn't the final version of the deck because it was unfortunately only made it a couple of days before the tournament. So there will be some changes. I found a couple of the games in the tournament there was some inconsistencies which hurt me. But it is what it is. I will fine tune the deck. You may see the deck in the future. You may see versions of it, and I hope you enjoy playing it. And thank you for having me, obviously, Senzu.
Yeah, thank you for joining me. Like I said, I was so interested in this deck, and I just told you that no matter what happens, we are going to be featuring this deck. And it's just so good that you get the results. And yeah, so guys, top 8 Turles Maidens deck profile right there. I hope you enjoy it. A big shout out to Silk for joining me in this video. I love this deck so much and I'm gonna play it. But maybe I'm just gonna play, I'm gonna take your engine, but I'm maybe gonna remove Turtles and do my theme one with Maidens. I know it's just not that good, but I think it is going to be fun. But the main engine, Ribrianne to Jamisa to Zerloin to Ribrianne, this is really not a joke to play against, alright? Hey guys, so thank you for joining me in this video. I hope you like it. If you have some question for Silk, put it down in the comment section. Silk, I will monitor it, and if there's a question for Silk, I will just pass it to him, and hopefully he can answer some of your question over there, alright? Hey guys, thank you for joining me. Stay safe and see you in the next video. Alright, ciao, bye.